I gotta ask you something kind of related to that, because
Yeah.
I kind of enjoyed what you said when you were like, hey, you know, all those like faggy ass piece of shit comedians that suck and call comedy art. You know, all those fucking losers. And I'm
Oh,
like,
yeah.
yo, easy, Daniel. I know who you're talking about. I want you to expand a little bit on your thought
On my
where
thought that I
we
was
came up
texting
with,
you the other day.
yeah,
Yeah.
you're not, it's not art, it's entertainment.
Yes. Entertain. Well, that was your more ingenious meshing of what I was thinking of, but the background being, yes, it's basically what you said. Is it started bothering me that, like, I get it. I get it that this is an art in the way that, like, this is, music. Like, you listen to music, you listen to crafting, and stuff like that. I get that, like, some comics think it's art, but it's not. We're making jokes, right? It's not the same. In the same way that, like, I think it works with other arts, Like, if I'm watching a fucking, like, Michael Bay movie, right? That's not art, but it's entertaining. It's
Mm-hmm.
great, but that's not art. Like, you're not watching the Transformers and being like, this is art, right? It's like,
Yeah.
but I think comedy, the second it's like, I don't know, all these comics are like, oh, this is my art, and then they're like not funny, but they get to
Yeah.
like fall back on the art thing. It doesn't work. At the
Yeah.
same time, I don't like it being only described as like it's just like dumb shit jokes and stuff like that, right? Because there are more intelligent material, like whether you like them or not. You could say like Chappelle right now is doing, higher concept, whatever, right? So my argument is this is like wrestling. Wrestling isn't exactly sports, right? But it's athletic. It should be respected. So Vince McMahon thought of a genius term. He started selling it as like, okay, it's sports entertainment, right? It's
That's great.
it's like sports. It's sports entertainment, and he got to and he can, and I think legally that allowed him to do a lot of different things because really people
Yeah.
used to think it was real, right? But he's like, nah, it's sports entertainment. It's sports, but not really because it's entertainment. And that's what comedy is. It's arts entertainment, or and you say it better than me because I stumble on words. Say it again. Entertainment.
Entertainment. Yes.
Entertainment. I'm an entertainer.
Entertainment. I'm an entertainer. I work in the entertainment industry.
We work in the
I look
arts
at it
entertainment
like,
industry. I'm an entertainer.
I see it kind of like, I know what you mean, and it's almost like, I guess a lot of comedy is like graffiti to me.
Yeah, yeah.
But every so often you'll have somebody who technically graffitied, but it's art.
Right.
Like to create a whole hour like your special, where from start to finish you are just captivated throughout the whole thing, and you're like laughing at it and this and that. It's like, oh, that's very rare. Like sometimes I'm like, I like guys who also just make jokes,
Mm-hmm.
and by the end of it you just think they're funny.
Yeah.
You don't like, they didn't really make you think, like you're just listening to their thoughts. But when is it like that their thoughts make you think? That's rare, and as it should be. So I think once it crosses into that line, you know what I mean? Most of us should just be hacks. Most of us should just be like filler.
That's true.
And every once in a while, there should be greatness that comes out of it.
I don't actually disagree with
I
that.
think
90% of us should be hacks. I do think that.
Yeah.
And boy, am I.
You're part of that big 90.
All right, let me ask you something. Can you categorize in your head like the hackiest joke that you've used a bunch of times? So I'm not, obviously, like sometimes you've jotted something down on paper, you performed it once and you're like, oh, that's disgusting, or one of us told each other that. But I'm talking about like, it's, if not even hack,
Bad.
it's a cop out. It's a bad joke, but you're like, it works, so I do it.
Yeah.
Do you have one?
I do. I don't use it anymore, but when I first started, I was using it a lot. So that's why I feel like this is the right answer for it, because I'm like, I use it a lot. It was one of those ones that I was just, and I think you may remember it. It was my online dating joke where I'd ask people like, hey, are you guys on Plenty of Whales? I'm on Plenty of Whales. Exactly.
You date fat girls joke.
Well, that's basically all that's on there. So, so that was just a joke about that. I had just stopped using it because something in my soul told me it was hacky. I know you did.
Yeah.
I know you gave me shit for that joke, and
Oh,
you know, I still thought like, hey, it gets a reaction.
yeah.
But then but then it's like almost like when I wasn't like awake or something, like my soul and like the universe had a conversation with each other, and I woke up with this is terrible. This is a stupid ass joke. It was
I
just stupid.
I have a few, right? There's one that no one ever spoke to me about, but I thought was hacky that I used to do, and it
Mm.
was because there was no reason for the joke. You know, it was nothing I thought or anything like that. It's just something popped in my head, and I wrote down this word, and I thought it was funny. Or you just stab me if I tell this hacky joke.
You're getting some horsepower in you, buddy. Sorry, go on.
Is that what the knife does? You stab someone and then they run extra fast.
Yeah, I
Um,
think so. I hope
but
so. I hope not, actually. Go on.
my joke was oh hey I don't like that there's like all these negative stereotypes. Like for some reason they don't think gay guys are tough, but I'm like they're just people. They can be tough, you know. So I want to end that stereotype, and I figured like what's the only way to end that stereotype? I'm like, you know, we should name a football team after them, you know, because football teams are tough. So I thought of this. We could change a team name to the Oakland City Violent Homosexuals, and then like it would get a laugh, and then I had like jokes about things, and where it went from there was actually like decent because I like had a clit joke or something like that. But the actual thing, the reason I ever wrote that joke is one day I just wrote down Oakland City Violent Homosexuals, and I thought that sounded funny. And the more I told it, you know, my soul would like burn a little and go
Yeah.
away. I was losing it. And
It
then,
would detach itself from your body slowly but surely. You're like, every time I'm saying this joke,
yeah.
something about it is like something behind, something deep inside is telling me stop.
Yes.